Hello everybody, Big Daddy J back with you. In today's adventure I'm going to do something a little bit different. Kind of got some idea from what we did, I think, couple weeks ago with the 21 movies for 2021 that everybody should have in their collection. I'm going to kind of took some, like I said, some inspiration from that, and I want to go over today 5 horror movies that I think everybody should have in their collection, particularly in the paranormal subgenre of horror. There's some great movies that they got to be part of my collection. The movies that I own right now, I won't suggest anything that I don't own right now, which there's a ton of movies I do who still want to get in my collection. But 5 movies that are in my collection, paranormal horror, that I think everybody should have in their collection. Here goes. Okay, first up I've got It Follows. Came out 2014, I believe. And now this one, it's hard to describe. If you've seen it, I'm not gonna give it too many spoilers away, or if not, hopefully none. But basically, it could be considered paranormal. I consider it kind of a paranormal thing, or it's just really hard to describe. It's almost like a disease type thing. Anyway, it's basically some kind of force is following a certain somebody, and they have to have actually sex with somebody to get rid of that, and they transfer whatever that is into the person they have sex with, and they start getting followed around by just a random person, just follows them. It could be anybody, somebody different that just follows them. Nobody else sees them either, and it kind of goes from there. So yeah, a very original premise. I think it's great. I think it's an outstanding movie. I know that a lot of people in the horror community like this a lot too. There's some that have mixed feelings about it, but first time I've seen it about 4 or 5 times now. The first time I ever watched it, I was hooked. It's a good movie. Like I said, it's very different, very original concept and idea for this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. It Follows. Great movie. Another one from my paranormal horror collection, Conjuring. Now I know most of you guys have seen this movie. Guys and gals have seen this. Not too much to talk about because the huge hit, spawned the Conjuring universe. I know Conjuring 3 is coming out, supposed to be coming out this year. It got delayed, because of the stupid pandemic. But yeah, I can't say much more about this. Great movie to kick off a pretty decent film franchise. Some of the movies are hit and miss, but the Conjuring movies themselves are great. I like part 2 almost as much as this one. I think it's great. The Nun is kind of hit and miss. Some of the Annabelle movies are hit and miss. The first one's great. Second one, actually, to me they're all pretty good. Second one's actually really good. The Creation, I kind of said that backwards. First one's, okay. The third one's, okay. But like I said, La Llorona, that's not too good. So, but Conjuring, great paranormal movie. It'll scare you. Yeah, it scared me. So yeah. Next up, I have Insidious Chapter 1. Well, they just call it Insidious, but there's 4 of these movies, and I think they're all good. Nothing compares to this one. Another one that I think most people in the horror community have seen. I think they're actually working on Insidious Chapter 5 at the moment. Like I said, it takes place, it has astral projections, I guess you call it, the astral plane, the further they call it. It's just not really a haunted house. It even says right here, tagline, it's not the house that's haunted. It's actually the person that's haunted. Another great concept. A very eerie, creepy, atmospheric movie. Very creepy, especially when they show the demon in it. Ugh. But yeah, another great one. I don't have to say much about it. Insidious. Go ahead and grab it, watch it, and put it in your collection. Okay, now this one, and I know this is another one that's, I think, 50-50 from the people that I've heard or seen talk about this movie. This next one I'm fixing to talk about. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. And that is Sinister. Yeah, starring Ethan Hawke. And I know most people have seen this movie. Every time I watch this movie, it still gives me chills, especially adding in that very creepy score. Sounds like people howling and kind of just crying, or it is very scary. And it takes about a writer moving this. He's an accomplished author, writer of mysteries, horror novels, whatever the case may be. But he's hadn't had a hit in a while, so he moves his family into a small town that's actually unbeknownst to his family, but known to him, into a house where a family was murdered, supposedly by suicide, hanging themselves in their backyard. But as the movie's title suggests, other things are sinister going on, more than meets the eye. Like I said, great. It has to do with a demon and taking children's souls, killing the family, all that, that crazy stuff. It's a wild and crazy ride and very scary. I don't care what anybody says. I think this movie is scary as shit. And a fifth one I have on this list right now is the original Paranormal Activity. I actually like the series, Paranormal Activities. I think this was the very last one they made. I think the part 6 was I think it was called the Ghost Dimension, I believe. That was the only one that I didn't really care too much for. I didn't think it was that great. But this one, and especially part 5, are fantastic. This one, part 5, is called The Marked Ones, but I know most people have seen these movies, at least this first one. One of those found footage films they were doing back in the early to mid 2000s. I think this came out in 2009, I want to say, I believe. But yeah, Paranormal Activity, it makes me jump, and even though I've seen this movie at least 20 times probably, it'll still make you jump. And I think that's a good thing about these paranormal type movies in general, ghost type movies, demonic type movies. If they're good, they're made well, they're gonna make you jump. It doesn't matter how many times you see it, it's still, because it's the whole creep vibe, the whole atmosphere. Because especially like with this one, you feel like it could really happen. Like, oh gosh, what would you do in this situation? Oh, and just the twists and turns it takes with these characters in this movie, like mainly just a twist almost more than anything. But talk about possession and someone being haunted and all that stuff. It's all wrapped up into one, but it's made like realistic because it's made from the found footage type of movie making, and I think they've done it really well. So yeah, Paranormal Activity 2009, another one that I think should be on everybody's list. So yeah, there you have it. The 5 movies right now. I'm gonna start this I might do this once a week. 5 movies that I think everybody should have. I'll pick a different type genre. I might do action movies one time, or I might do westerns or war movies, or a different genre of scary movies. But and I'm gonna pick one just from my collection alone. If I don't have it in my collection, but I think it's an outstanding movie, I won't, until it makes my collection, I won't put it on these videos, because it's kind of weird telling people that they should have this in their collection when I don't have it. It's just kind of stupid in my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, just tell me what you guys think about these movies. Have you seen them? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Let's talk about it down below. And yeah, as always, like this video, subscribe, bring more traffic to this channel. I'm trying to get to that 30 subscriber mark right now. I'm almost there, but I've just been stuck in the upper 20s for about almost 2 months now. So yeah, and then my next goal will be 50 and then on up. So yeah, just let's talk about it. All right, Big Daddy J out.